Welcome back to another edition of Arizona Wildcats Insiders Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Hutchison, and we are officially back. Arizona is done with its bye week. The Cats are back, getting ready as they take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, Arizona is coming off, if you want to say, but back-to-back disappointing losses, heartbreaking losses to BYU and Houston. The BYU game, they were up by 10 points, 24-14, midway through the fourth quarter, and then saw the game slip away as BYU tied it up with 19 seconds left on the clock. The Cougars would go on to win in double overtime, 33-27. Then, apparently, Arizona, it's not good when the Wildcats face a Cougar, apparently, this season, because Arizona goes on the road to Houston. They start off strong. They have a chance to make it a double-digit game, up 14-7. A 4th and 4 comes up, and Kedrick Reesano gets stuffed on the run call. When we talked to Seth Dagey, he said it was not a read option. It was not a QB read there, that the play was a run, and that the execution of the block just wasn't very good. And unfortunately, Kedrick couldn't get the first down. Houston ties the game up. They get another touchdown. All of a sudden, it is 21-14 Cougars right at the end of the first half. Then they open things up with an incredible and very methodical rushing drive against Arizona, taking up 8 to 9 minutes on the clock. The Wildcats were able to get into the red zone, down 28-14, start of the fourth quarter. They battle their way back. You see Arizona score on a Trey Spivey touchdown run, Kedrick Reesano touchdown run. All of a sudden, you got a 28-28 game, but not enough time. Under 5 minutes left in the game. Houston did what it did all game long, methodically run the ball down Arizona's throats, 230 treat to listen to Danny Gonzalez talk about this is there were misassignments. There were misassignments in terms of the gaps that the defense was supposed to fill, the guys that they were supposed to follow and go after. Communication was a little bit off there for the defense in terms of live game action. And then, quite frankly, Genesis Smith, who, in my opinion, is the best defensive player on the team and is the best player on the roster, tried to punch the ball out way too much and just not making the simple play, not making the tackle. Therefore, it led to a lot of broken tackles. And instead of 1-2 yard pickups or even loss on a play, you had 4, 5, 7 yard gains at times due to some missed tackles by Genesis Smith, who is just trying to do too much out there on the football field for the Wildcats. Now, they've had the bye week. We've gone over our all quarter century team, most of it. And we're just going to wrap things up with the kickers here. I know we've gone over the coaching staff, but we forgot to do the kickers. And I think you have to do the kickers for an all-quarter century team. So we're going to get to that. Also, not only is Arizona playing Colorado in football this week, but Monday, we're less than 5 days away. I believe we're 4 days or 5 days away from Arizona basketball kicking off its 2025-2026 college basketball season, as Tommy Lloyd enters his 5th season with the program. One of the most successful young head coaches in NCAA history in terms of record, is up there with all these legends in the wins that he's been able to accumulate. Yes, the Sweet 16 has been a hurdle for him that he hasn't gotten over, but very strong start to his coaching career in Tucson. Arizona has a good team coming in this season with the nation's number 2 ranked recruiting class, and they'll tip things off against number 3 Florida, the defending national champs, in Las Vegas, under the lights, bright lights of Vegas. I don't know where else you'd want to be besides Las Vegas on a Monday night, watching Arizona versus Florida go at it. It's going to be a fun game, a fun environment, and a fun atmosphere. As you know, T-Mobile Arena turns into McHale North, so it's going to be rocking. It's going to be rolling. I'm excited to get out there, and we'll see how Arizona handles that Florida game and see how that goes, because it's going to be an exciting time. But getting back to our all-quarter century team, we're going to start it off, and there's some honorable mentions that real quick I want to talk about. over the last quarter century, really throughout Arizona's history, they've had great kicking. I think in the last 15 years, it's kind of fluctuated up and down. You've seen highs, you've seen lows. But Arizona has always had really good kickers. You look at Lucas Haversek, who's in the NFL right now, other guys that are in the NFL. I mean, Arizona is the only program with 3 kickers kicking in the NFL. I mean, it's kind of like kicker use. So tremendous program of kicking. But let's talk about some guys that didn't make the cut that kind of deserve some love. And we're going to go with Bonanno. His percentage was really good. Now, was he spectacular? No, and I think that's kind of why he gets overlooked. But he was strong, steady kicker, didn't miss clutch kicks, and didn't shoot the team in the foot. So Bonanno is on that list. And then also Jesse Scroggins. Yes, he had the missed kick against USC, and I think that's why Arizona fans, when they think of Jesse Scroggins, they think of that and the disappointment that comes with it. But remember, that same season, he hit the game-winning kick against Washington, helping Arizona get one of their 10 wins. So very impressive kicker, had a high field goal make percentage, had a high made field goal percentage, and just a really strong, sturdy guy. So he is on that honorable mention list as well. Now, as you look at the top 2 kickers in the last quarter century, I think you have to start off with number 2, who's the backup. His percentage isn't as good as some of the guys we mentioned, but has had clutch moments, strong leg, still playing in the NFL today. I was a little kid when he played in college. When he was at Arizona and he had that game-winning kick against BYU, and you know who I'm talking about, Nick Folk, in 2006 when he had the game-winning 48-yard, 49-yard field goal against the Cougars. I was 11 years old. And the man is still kicking in the NFL today. He's going on year 19. Has played with the Jets, Patriots, and so many other more teams. I can't name them all, but I think Houston, maybe the Cardinals are in there. Again, he's played for a lot of teams and has had a great career, has gotten stronger. The Dallas Cowboys, that's one of them, has gotten stronger as he's aged, and he's kind of the ageless wonder for Arizona football and kind of the ageless wonder in the NFL right now. So Nick Folk is number 2. His make percentage is around 74% in college, which isn't great, but it was good for that era, and he was really good in the clutch. So he is number 2 on our list. But number 1, and I didn't list him as the greatest kicker in U of A football history. I did not do that. I think I had him number 2, maybe even number 3. But you can make a strong case he is the best kicker to ever play at this program. But Max Sendejas had the game-winning kicks against ASU, Notre Dame, and just these big-time kicks. Mad Max was clutch, so that's why we went with number 1 for him. But number 1 of the last quarter century, and I think you could make a strong argument, number 1 all time, Tyler Loop. You talk about a guy that came into Arizona, has been through 3 different coaching staffs. He was with Sumlin, he was with Fish, and he was with Brennan. When he first got to Tucson, he was very accurate, but not a big leg. He didn't have a big leg. Anything from about 40, I would say 39 yards and out. I don't know if he was going to be able to make it, but extremely accurate. And then he had Lucas Haversek, who was hitting the 40-plus yarders. So it was kind of good combo there. But, man, he just worked his ass off. And I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can give a football player. One of the biggest compliments you can give an athlete is they were just a workhorse. And Tyler Loop was just a workhorse. He worked his freaking ass off to get better. He learned the mechanics of kicking, learned from some of the best, strengthened his leg, really took the training room seriously with Tyler Owens when Jed Fish was here, and then now with Coach Carroll. He's worked his tail off, and he has the longest kick in U of A football history of 60-plus yard field goal against Houston. One of the I think the highest percentage of all time in Arizona football history. I think it's around 86%. At one point, he was around 90-something%, missed a couple kicks, but overall, clutch kick against Colorado for a win. always hit massive kicks to keep Arizona in the game. He's our number one kicker, and I don't think it's any particularly close of the last quarter century. Tyler Loop has been one of the best kickers, not only in Arizona football history, one of the best kickers in NCAA history. Now he's doing his thing with the Baltimore Ravens, and it's been really fun to watch him progress. Just an outstanding human being, outstanding kicker, and a hard worker. He's number one on our list. So be sure to follow us on our website, Arizona Wildcats on SI. Follow our Twitter account at Arizona Wildcats on SI, or follow me, Troy Hutchison at THutch1995. We'll see you next time.